The name is Khan. This time, it's Aryan Khan. Junior Khan has answered all his critics in style. The Bads of Bollywood isn't just another Netflix drop. It's Bollywood's own roast with extra masala and a big splash of self-awareness. If you thought star kids playing it safe was the norm, Aryan Khan is here and he's just flipped the script completely. Right from the start, it grabs you with a forbidden love story between an outsider and a nepo kid, building up to a wild, chaotic climax that actually perfectly fits the show's title. You know the full version, right? The show is a galaxy of star power. Aamir Khan, Rajamouli, Salman Khan, Ranbir Kapoor, Rajkumar Rao, and of course Shah Rukh Khan himself. But the real scene stealers? Imran Hashmi as an intimacy coordinator. Because of course, who else but Bollywood would need that role? And of course, there's Ranveer Singh, who fakes an injury just to dodge a Karan Johar flick. Their back and forth with Kejo playing this fictionalized Kangana-inspired movie Mafia is the kind of meta banter Bollywood has secretly been craving for. And then there's the dialogue. Pure gold, some of them. The line, "Are you from Bollywood? How can you stand next to a man who's smoking a joint?" That's already a meme fest. It's gone wild online. There's plenty of wit thrown around in the writing, but none so delicious as when Shah Rukh Khan cracks self-deprecating jokes, proving that even King Khan can laugh at himself. Then there is the social media reply. It's on fire. The sly digs at the former NCB chief hit a nerve. Samay Raina rocking the t-shirt which said "Say no to cruise." The premiere was an instant viral fodder. SRK's chill reaction to all of that chaos, also pure class, pure SRK. Now, critics are reasonably impressed as well. 82% on the Rotten Tomatoes, calling it a masala mix of chaos and charm. Translation, it's messy, it's loud, sometimes all over the place, but you can't stop watching. Compared to other star kid debuts, Aryan feels less polished, but far more honest. The show isn't just about nepotism or industry gossip. It's a cheeky mirror held up to Bollywood's obsession with fame, family, power. And for a world that thrives on glitter and gloss, this raw self-roast is a refreshing change. And it's only befitting that Aryan Khan directed this, because who else, who better to really poke fun at the family business than the new Khan in town? So here's my take on the Bads of Bollywood. Aryan Khan deserves credit for ambition, for honesty, even for guts. It's messy, yes, but it's fresh, it's audacious, and it's full of potential. Star kids come and go, but it takes real courage to laugh at yourself, at your misery, at your controversy. And Aryan Khan has just rewritten the rule book. He's really telling everyone that my name is Khan, but this time it's Junior Khan, it's Aryan Khan. So that's what we are looking at. Let me quickly welcome our guests on the panel today. We've got Kunal Kohli with us, director. We've also got Dilip Cherian, he's an image guru. Kunal, that was my take. What was your take of Bads of Bollywood?
Hi, Sonal. Thanks for having me on. And my take is that, I got to give a lot of credit to Shah Rukh and Gauri for the way they've brought up Aryan, where he's so honest. He's so honest and he's so aware. This is not the work of a prince, of a man or a boy or a young man brought up with a silver spoon, because he's seen every nuance and he's understood it and he's got the depth. You only get that depth and you only get that understanding when you're brought up correctly. And of course, that's one aspect of it, of being brought up correctly and, without any, I'm sure he must have been pampered and everything, but he was treated normally. You can tell, because I've not seen anyone from a privileged background understand nuances so beautifully. And I think for that, I give credit to Shah Rukh and Gauri. I know there is yes, of course, I agree with everything you said. I think there are moments that are just sheer brilliance. When Raghav just stands there and starts singing Kaho Na Kaho, I just got up and cracked up. It was unbelievable. And then he doesn't stop. He goes on. That's anyway all over the place, But I think to talk about these aspects, that to do something so unexpected, he could have made a film out of this. And he could have done anything. He could have acted in it. Hell, everyone is talking about why isn't Aryan acting? I've told him, I've told Shah Rukh, like, why isn't he acting?
And what did he tell you?
Uh,
Why doesn't he act?
so, I mean, Shah Rukh just said this is what he wants to do, and we need good directors. To which I joked, said, "Main hu na," but the fact is that, I can see that here is a director with a new voice, a new vision, a new, completely new language, the way to look at things. And I'm not talking about the expletives. I mean, it's on Netflix, it's fine. Don't be prudish about it. I know there are people saying, what was the need? I didn't even, it didn't bother me, or I didn't think there were too many till people started talking about it.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm like, it's like बाल की खाल निकालना. कि अच्छा इसमें गाली बहुत ज्यादा. अरे चुप करो यार, enjoy the show. It's a fun ride. It's look at the nuance. The other character I loved was the character of that Rajat plays. He doesn't give up ever. He says, because I'll only lose if I give up. I mean, and the dialogues. What beautiful dialogues, to even
I think my
extract
favorite
dialogues like this.
dialogue was कि सितारे तो आते जाते रहेंगे पर आसमान हमेशा रहेगा, right? Like that one,
There's so many.
really, after a really long time, made somebody say, dude, what a dialogue, so get up. It had like that movie quality in it. There was, I think, another one where sort of tippadi, as they say, is being made on the lead actor to say कि ये OTT star है, ये film star material नहीं है, right? So there are these little things that really get you so excited.
So these are the things. So and Rajat's character, like I was saying, so he is the guy who's waiting for 15 years to come back or to make a mark, and when he does, he doesn't become a nice guy. He becomes a beep. He becomes a really bad guy. He wears a jacket saying 51%, and he takes on Shah Rukh. And what I love about, so you see where Aryan gets this from also is a lot from Shah Rukh, because Shah Rukh can make a dig at himself.
And it looks like,
he can take a dig
it
at
looks
himself.
like the entire family was behind this. It looks like that they were on to prove something. It looks like that they wanted to respond, but they're in their own style. Dilip Cherian, is this a case study?
Sorry.
Is this a case study?
Before you go to Dilip, just that I think for whatever might have happened at whatever time, Shah Rukh responded with "बेटे को हाथ लगाने से पहले बाप से बात करा." He responded with that one dialogue. But I think this is just hats off to Aryan. New geniuses on the block, new directors on the block. I hope he acts as well. I hope he acts and directs himself. That'll be great. I hope he does that, because he has the talent to do it. Though directors like me would love to direct Aryan, but I would love to see him direct himself as an actor.
Okay.
Sorry,
Dilip
over
Cherian
to
has been
Dilip.
very quietly listening to both of us gush over it, so I don't know what's running on his mind. But let me attempt to understand that. Dilip Cherian, is this a case study in understanding how to answer criticism, chaos, and controversy in B-Town? Is this the case study?
I think it's a case study of three things. One, that a star kid, however nepo he may be made out to be, isn't necessarily going to walk in the same boots as his father or mother. That's one. It's a case study that the ever-savvy Gauri and Shah Rukh recognize that the world of being director actually is a less insane world in some ways than the roller coaster ride that any star must go through. So in a sense, they've moved him one rung up that ladder, and the reference to the sky is actually a sly reference to that, okay? That the stars may come and go, but hey, there's the firmament above, and the firmament is the director. The third thing is what you said and what a lot of people have alluded to, including a recent interview by a very well-regarded lawyer talking about the whole case, and this in some senses sets that matter to rest, as it were. The Khans have spoken, that's the last word, and let's move ahead. So there's always Bollywood. And I think that the resounding theme of bringing together this star cast, which could not actually come together for almost anyone, for any price,
Yes.
is only
Yeah.
possible because of what the Khans represent. And I think the point about Gauri and the bringing up of the son is very important. There is the Shah Rukh who some of us know as extraordinarily gifted and sharp, and also has the ability to laugh at himself. But this boy, in the way he's directed, has actually moved this whole thing, ratcheted up a whole, I would say, a whole cycle. He's done things which he can afford to do, but he would. It's actually infinitely more risky for him to do that, because the kind of counter push or the push back would have been enormously more if he had to take that into consideration. The
Yeah.
fact that he hasn't, more power to the boy and more power to his creativity. And creativity
Yes.
is not just, as this film shows, is not just being on screen, but actually making things happen for the audience. And I think
Yeah.
in that sense, they've done this. They've brought the audience back to center stage, because they've pushed all the possible buttons to make sure that the audience, like the two of you, responds in the way that they want you to. And it's therefore a marketing act of genius.
Marketing act of genius coming in from Dilip Cherian. Those are heavy words. He doesn't give compliments easy, so that's a good one there. But Kunal, I also think this entire series stood out because for the first, it didn't look like it was a Shah Rukh production. The star-studded affair, etc. It didn't sound Shah Rukh. It didn't sound SRK. It has an Aryan mark on it. Of course, there's the backing. Of course, there is a star. Of course, there is an Aamir Khan discussing 2 lines, vada pav or idli. That's all he does. Aamir Khan.
Yeah.
He's there for a cameo. This is what happens. This is the Shah Rukh Khan power, and this is the Shah Rukh Khan,
Okay,
pulling
but-
in all friends in favor. But despite that, and along with it, there is this Aryan Khan mark on it, right?
So you know what? You take out all the star appearances, the show is still a blockbuster. Remove all these little vada pav references and remove the mini guest appearances that all of them have done, the walk-in parts and all, just which they've done as just for fun for Shah Rukh, obviously, and because they would have seen Aryan grow up in front of them, so they've done it for him. Even without them, this show is brilliant because of one other factor which no one is talking about, that it is a massy commercial show. It is not trying to be something else. It is not trying to be a version of something else. It's not trying to be a Netflix kind of a show or an OTT kind of a show. It is just being a desi commercial show with desi characters. And yes, there are some of them who are not rooted, and they're the ones we are laughing at. The ones we are connecting with, Raghav Jual's character, all the other characters, they are the hardcore Desi ones. And the ones we're laughing at are the girl's brother, and those are the spoofs. But the spoofs are not the Desi characters. That is where I say Aryan is rooted. That is where I say I'm so pleasantly happy and surprised to see how rooted he is, that he's understood this and he's laughing at what
Complexity, yeah.
actually must be his immediate world. But it's not. It's clearly not. Because even characters like Sukhi, the bodyguard, he says so much. That one line that Sukhi says where Lakshya's character says that, I can't afford this perfume. And the bodyguard just says, Madam, should I pack this for you? Like, without even thinking, because he knows he can just buy anything he wants for Madam, because he has the card in his hand. He has to pack it.
Yeah.
It says so much. These are little nuances that have come in the show which say so much. But like I said, the Desi commercial Hindi cinema factor of it is what has worked. And I hope OTTs see that, our commercial Hindi cinema makers see that, because the second big success of this year is this, after I would say Sayara, which was again Desi and commercial and not trying to be anything and trying to be modern, trying to be this, trying
Which again
to
had a star kid, by the way. So there seems to be a new version of Nepo kids, ones which are
there was
taking
a
over
very sweet,
power in
yeah.
Nepal, and the others who are taking over Bollywood. There seems to be two parallels of Nepo kids which are really emerging out of this. I have last few minutes, but Kunal, very quickly, I want to come to you before I go to Dilip.
Yeah.
As a layman watching it, how much, you are an insider, help me understand how much of the writing is actually Aryan's, or how much of it is actually the team that sort of works around Red Chillies as well? You saw some episodes which were written and directed by him, others which were only directed by him, according to the credits.
Yeah, but let's not take away any credit from Aryan because he is the director. I've heard from many people who worked on the show that he is responsible for every grading. Forget just the writing, the color correction, everything. I've heard from team members. Bobby has told me. Bobby's heard from the technicians. I called up Bobby to congratulate him. We were having a chat about it, and even he was saying, he said, "Kunal, you cannot imagine how." Every department is Aryan's chap. And I think, so even it's to extract it. You got to extract that work from the writers. Even if you've not written it yourself, you have to extract it. I once asked Javed Akhtar this, that Javed Saab, how come your writing is like this in a particular film and somewhat different in another? He said, देखिए सामने वाले को भी समझ में आना चाहिए ना जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ उसकी भी औकात होनी चाहिए लेने के लिए. So that is so important. The person who's accepting the work, approving the work, taking it, he has to have that in him. So I think let's give full credit to Aryan on this one.
Yes.
He deserves it. I can see it as a filmmaker. I've heard it from people who worked on the show. So full
Everybody
credit
I
to
know
Aryan.
binged it. Everybody I know could not stop after the end of one episode. They had to watch it till the end. Dilip Cherian, let me give you the last word. And perhaps this is something that the social media has always been buzz about. Do you think with Bads of Bollywood, Aryan Khan has managed to do what perhaps Abhishek Bachchan could not? I know it's a tough one to balance out, but would you say that this one came out just right?
I think, the thing that struck me was that nuance is only possible for those who've been through the process. The process always involves trauma, torture, and long years of observation. And I think that's what has struck me as this OTT serial has that, because the nuance is what actually, if you just slap on a whole bunch of stuff, however well it's written, however big the names, however homely the characters, you need to have that nuance to make it sustain beyond one episode. And I think the fact that people have binge watched it is a tribute to the fact that he has choreographed a whole bunch of things that happen behind the screen to make a product that does not require marketing. It just markets itself because of sheer content of power.
Does not require marketing at all, but clearly it's a case study, like Dilip said, and like Kunal is saying, a lot has gone behind it as well. But clearly this is, I think it's been answered. The Khans have spoken, and we can only now wait to see what happens with the other Khan in the family. Because come on, we are a country obsessed with our film stars, so we'll continue to do, talk about it and watch them, and also go on to understand all those hashtags. Thank you both, Dilip Cherian and Kunal Kohli, for joining us on the program today. This was fun chat.